thanks for checking out Sandy Sun Travel. So this is our tour of the Margaritaville at Sea Islander. Now we're going to start this tour on deck 2 up at the front of the ship, and we're going to head down to deck 1 to check out the Coral Reef Lounge.
This ship started sailing on June 14th, and we took our cruise the week of July 4th, so one of the early sailings. As you can see, it's decorated beautifully, but we kind of felt like they really underutilized this area. They only had karaoke, a lip sync contest, and I think they did Quest in here one night.
Now this ship is very familiar to us, and it might be to you if you're a fan of any of the Carnival Spirit class ships. This is a former Costa ship which was owned by Carnival, and it's the same layout for the most part as the Carnival Spirit or Miracle or some of those other ships if you're familiar with them.
Here we are back on deck 2 at the Stars on the Water Theater. In here they did a magic show. They also did a comedy show. And then they had their 2 big shows. One was their honky tonkin', and then the other was the
Caribbean Beat.
Yeah, Caribbean Beat. Now, those were their 2 big shows, and it was awesome, but they only showed both of them one time each, and it was crowded. And when I say crowded, I mean standing room only. So it would have been nice if they would have done at least like an early and late show of each.
So now we're exiting the theater. We're headed to an area they call Far Side of the World. To the left, you can't really see it, but they say there's a teen club in there. And to our right, you're gonna see the Far Side of the World Lounge. They did game shows. I think they did country line dancing lessons in here. It was kind of fun.
Now we're walking into the arcade area. It was set up really cool looking. Like it's kind of a long hallway, and then they had like windows on the side and a couple places you could come in and out of it, but it was really cool. The kids looked like they were having fun. I wanted to go play, but we never made it in there.
All right, now we're gonna walk back over to the Far Side of the World. Here you can get a little better look at the Far Side of the World Theater, and you can check out Far Side Sushi. They served sushi and drinks back here. They also had bubble teas. So if you're looking for bubble tea, they have it on board.
Now we're walking into the Margaritaville Casino. And most of this video was taken on the day that we actually got on the boat. So you're not gonna see anybody playing yet because we hadn't pulled away from, shore yet. But we were so happy that it was non-smoking everywhere in here.
Yeah, now, if you're a smoker, maybe you're not excited about it, but yeah. It was nice for us non-smokers. Now, here's the payout cage on our left. They had a pretty good assortment of slot machines for you slots fans, and they had a fair amount of table games as well.
Yeah.
They did have craps. They had roulette. They had a number of different blackjack games.
Back there you can see the actual bar in the casino. I thought it was decent sized. We always found, there was always space for us.
I don't know why we took such an extensive video of the casino. I think mainly because normally people don't get very much video of the casino, and it was embarkation day, so we could. So here's the bar. There was always space at the bar, and there were a number of people who said that the bar had some of the better drinks. The casino bar had some of the better drinks on board. As we exit the casino, we'd love to take this chance to invite you to like this video and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us out and it helps us make more of these videos for you to enjoy. So thank you in advance.
Now we're walking into the atrium, which has the flip-flop bar, or they call it the flip-flop atrium. We really enjoyed this bar in this area. The bartenders were awesome. They were very personable, and the entertainment, the music in this area was always good.
Here you're going to get a glance at guest services and the shore excursions desk. This flip-flop was super fun, and so many people took, well, I don't know if they're iconic pictures, but this is like the signature picture place on board the ship. There was always somebody taking a picture here.
Speaking of guest services, we had a really good experience with them, and just know that they don't have an app that you can like check your balances or anything, so you actually have to go to guest services for that kind of information.
All right, so we're making our way towards the back of the ship, and here is where you'll find Hemisphere Dancer Craft Spirits. Now that's a mouthful, but for those of you who are familiar with the Carnival Cruise Line Alchemy Bar, this was very similar. In fact, from the Spirit class ships, it's in the exact same location. Yeah. There was a lot of live music in here in the evenings, and people would tend to wait here as they got ready for dinner.
Now we're coming up on the hot. The nightclub. This was hip happening at night, as
like
you can
super
imagine.
Late at night.
Yeah, super late. And well, we didn't really.
We never made it in here. We were in bed long before it happened.
But it was fun. I mean, it looked like a fun space, and we heard people had a lot of fun in there.
So here we're moving into the Finn's dining room. It's your main dining room option on board Margaritaville at Sea Islander, and it's included in your cruise fare. The food was good, but on the first night, the food temperatures seemed to be a little inconsistent. However, they improved as the cruise went on.
Now we're heading upstairs to the Islander dining room. And this is actually an upcharge of $20
per person.
Yeah, per person. And keep in mind, it's basically the same exact menu as downstairs. However, they do add 2 additional entree options, which was fine. We could have gotten away with just staying downstairs and not paying the extra, but a good thing was the line was very long downstairs, and we got right in upstairs that night. So.
All right, so we're going to move forward on the ship here. And we are in the Bubbles Up Lounge. This was a piano bar, and they served mostly like champagne-based drinks, I think, in here. We actually didn't spend much time in here, or really any time in here. We walked through there one night, and the piano player was playing, and it was kind of fun.
Here we're walking up on the photo desk, where you can obviously purchase photos or look through the photos even if you don't want to purchase them. Now they were actually very helpful, great staff. First day we went straight to them because, well, they were the first people we walked past, and they helped us get into the internet. So very helpful.
I just love these like models of the ships. And I think the Margaritaville at Sea one is like in the perfect location above the atrium.
Swing back over here, and you're looking back down at the flip-flop atrium bar.
And now we're going to make our way by the concierge desk with apparently a very excited host. This area is for folks, I think, mostly with suites. There may be some other people that can use the concierge as well. We were not in that elevated class, but we looked in enviously.
In here, you're going to find your future cruise desk. If you want to go ahead and book it now, go on in.
Or just wait till you're done and book it with us.
That's true. And just right here, you've got the lovely cruise photo studio, and there's where you can get like professional pictures done and stuff.
I think I had the camera up in the air to try to avoid somebody who was trying to hide from the camera.
Back over there are those photos that you can go try and find yourself in.
All right, now we're gonna make our way into the retail shops. They call it everything but sand. There's a Margaritaville store here. There's a jewelry store. There's like a candy shop and whatnot. Kind of your standard cruise shops.
Of course, you can always get bottles of liquor.
Bottles of liquor and cigarettes duty free that you can pick up at the end of your cruise, or I think they deliver them to your room. We did get quite a bit of video of these because, well, shopping is Melissa's love language, so.
Yeah, but you were doing the video.
Well, yeah, but you can relive the shopping.
Thanks, babe. All right, we're walking into the Havana Dreaming Sports Bar. And in here during the day, they had sports playing on different TVs. And at night, they usually had some Latin music playing, had some dancing going.
You just missed one of our favorite bartenders on board, Anoop.
Yeah.
We talked to him for quite a while one day, and he made some amazing drinks. We also heard from other folks who said that they loved his drinks as well. So if you're on board, make sure you hit him up.
Yes.
I really love the way that this bar is laid out. It's got little separate rooms. There's sports going on. We never made it in there. Well, we did walk through there one time when there was Latin music going on.
The way they redecorated it too, I really liked.
All right, here's the hangout. It's a tween club. They had video games and different things going on in there. So if you've got a tween, I'm sure they'll love it. You can take these stairs down to the far side of the world in the arcade. As you circle around this, you can actually make your way back in the other side to the Tween Club or even the Havana Dream and Sports Bar.
We found this ship very easy to get around. And as you can see, we're already back at the Stars on the Water Theater.
And here we're walking into a kind of a cute little area that's on Spirit class ships. On this one, they call it A1A, and it's a little hallway corridor that kind of surrounds the main theater where you can get away to if you want a little downtime, a little quiet time. It's on both sides of the theater. If you haven't booked your cruise on this awesome ship, we'd love to help you out. You can contact us at our contacts below, or you can go on over to sandysuntravel.com. And while you're there, you can scroll down to a spot where you can enter to win a free vacation. So hidden away at the end of this corridor and up a flight of stairs and around the corner is the Fins Up Fitness Center. Now, I think for most fitness buffs, this area is going to leave a little bit to be desired. And clearly fitness isn't high on the agenda, but if you're looking to get your exercise in, they do have a small gym.
Here's the Saint Somewhere Spa and Salon, where I got a facial and Ron actually got a massage, and both were very enjoyable.
Yeah, we had credit because of a package that we purchased, and it made it very affordable. So now we're on the 5 o'clock somewhere deck. Other ships would call this the Lido deck. And this is the Land Shark Pool. So there was a fair amount of lounge space, if you will, but it seemed like by 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, the old chair hogs were in full effect.
Here we're coming up on the Land Shark Bar, where we got a couple drinks. They were pretty decent.
Land Shark Bar is pretty cool because there are 3 levels to it. There's this one, there's one you'll see in a few minutes, and then there's a lookout even above that. Now right next to the Landshark bar is the 5 o'clock somewhere pool. This pool is kind of unique in that it has a awning that can be pulled over it in the case of inclement weather.
Over there you can see the 6-string stage where they had music playing quite often.
Yep. Yeah, almost all the time.
Yeah, it was enjoyable.
Now here is Cheeseburger in Paradise.
Yum.
It was delicious. If you're familiar with Guy's Burgers, this is obviously very similar, although I really think that these were better than Guy's Burgers.
Yes.
Your taste may vary.
No hate mail, please.
Here's a toppings bar.
Just our preference. Now on this side, you have the Mexican Cutie Cantina, which on Carnival, it's very comparable to the Blue Iguana, which is one of our favorites, and they were awesome.
Yeah, this was no exception. It was just as good in our opinion.
Yeah, and again, you have the condiments bar on this side.
They serve breakfast here as well.
Yes, they do.
All right, now we're going to make our way into the Port of Indecision Buffet. I think it's a great name. And if you haven't noticed, almost everything on this ship is named somehow after a Jimmy Buffett song or a line in a song from Jimmy Buffett. And here's a little look down at the atrium bar from the buffet. Now, it might make the hair stand up on the back of your neck or give you a little bit of vertigo if you're scared of heights, but it is pretty cool to see that flip-flop all the way down there.
If we weren't at the Mexican Cutie Cantina, we ate breakfast in the buffet most mornings, and their omelets were pretty good.
And now here's Frank and Lola's Pizzeria. It was always a popular place when open, and definitely popular late night.
Here's the Margaritaville coffee shop.
They served pastries and sometimes had cakes and whatnot there.
And sometimes even little half sandwiches and stuff.
All right, now we're making our way out to one of our favorite places on the ship. Now this is Island Eats, and they were an upcharge seafood place. Not very expensive, but not free. The tiki bar area, the tiki pool, was adults only. I don't know if it's over 18 or over 21, but it was a really nice area. It was, I wouldn't say chill, just another pool area.
The only thing was they didn't really have any signage that said adults only, and so every once in a while kids would meander in there, but then the staff was really quick to let parents know or let the kids know that it was only for adults.
So here's the tiki bar. They had a lot of island-themed drinks here that were very good. The odd thing about this bar is that the biggest thing that stood out to me is that there was no footrail at the bar. Those stools were tall enough that you needed a footrail, and I sat there most of the time trying to figure out what to do with my feet. Here's a tiki grill, and again, this is more like appetizer-type snacks. They were not very expensive.
Here we're up on deck 10, looking down at the Landshark pool. For the most part, there was usually a few loungers up here. Not always, there's two right there.
And then here's the second story, the second level of the Landshark bar. The cups here were like aluminum solo cups, and everybody seemed to really like them. And now we'll sneak our way up to the Landshark lookout. There was not a bar here, but they did have places to set drinks, and it was a nice lookout over the ocean and the fun going on below.
And here we're looking down at the 5 o'clock somewhere pool.
We really did enjoy our cruise on this ship. I think the biggest knock we had on it had nothing to do with the staff or the crew, but rather that it was only 5 days.
Yeah. Here we've got the JWB Prime Steakhouse, and we ate here one night and it was really good. It was really good food. Staff was really nice.
I think the only critique we had of this is you can see the curtains there, and the way we got seated, I basically was looking into the sun the entire time, and we asked them to shut the curtain, which they did, and about 3 minutes later someone sat down there and they reopened the curtains. So it had nothing to do with the food, but
Right.
the view was a little challenging.
Just a little bad luck on our part.
And they had a very nice bar, kind of an upscale bar here.
Yeah.
If you didn't care about being around the pool, there were a number of empty loungers, places to lay out and enjoy the sun throughout the ship. And now we're at the back of the ship, and here's the water slide.
Here's the Caribbean Amphibian Play Pad and Slide, which seemed to be pretty busy the whole cruise.
I always try to get on the water slide, and on this cruise again, because it was only 5 days, I just didn't get a video of that. But they did have a fun little splash pad kind of area. We didn't notice too many kids on this cruise out and about. Our neighbors in our cabin both had kids on either side, so we did notice them.
Yeah. And at dinner a lot we would notice them, but you know, it's a family-friendly cruise.
They definitely had lots of stuff for families to do, which was great. And here we're walking by the steakhouse again, like the second floor.
Here on deck 12 we have a sun deck, nothing but a breeze deck. Not much up here, but just the amazing view, and definitely can get some sun.
Okay, and finally we're back on deck 11, and this is the Dis and Dat activity zone. So they had mini putt. They also had an obstacle course type, I guess like mini putt, but for cornhole or for bags. And they also had pickleball up here. There's a kid in here playing. I asked him if he was having fun, and it was like, oh yeah. So there you go. So we hope you've enjoyed this tour of the Margaritaville at Sea Islander. We enjoyed our cruise on it. We enjoyed making this video for you. And we really appreciate that you've stuck all the way to the end of our videos. So, hey, thanks for being part of our Sandy Sun Travel family. And we hope to see you on a cruise soon.